Ladies and gentlemen, there is a great and noble power in kindness. It can lift the weary soul, bring hope to the brokenhearted, and even change the course of a life. But kindness, true kindness, is not just about giving without thought, without wisdom, without purpose. No, my friends, not everyone deserves your kindness. Some may hear those words and recoil. Aren't we called to be kind to all? They ask. Shouldn't we give without question? But I say to you today, kindness is not a debt you owe. It is a gift you choose to give. And a gift, when given recklessly, loses its power. Think of the farmer who sows his seed. Would he scatter it on rocky ground, knowing it will never grow? Would he pour his water upon thorns, knowing they will only choke the life from his crop? No. He tends his field with wisdom, planting where the soil is ready, where his labor will not be in vain. In the same way, my friends, we must be wise in where we pour out our kindness. There are those who will trample on your goodness, who will take your love and twist it for their own gain. They will return your kindness with cruelty, your mercy with manipulation. Do not be deceived into believing that your kindness must be endless, that your heart must be a well that never runs dry. Even the ocean knows its shore. Even the river knows its banks. Some kindness is wasted because it is given without discernment. Some kindness enables destruction instead of healing. And some kindness must be withheld so that truth can take its place. There are moments when the greatest kindness is a firm no. There are times when the most loving thing you can do is walk away. My friends, even the greatest teacher who ever walked this earth did not pour out his kindness without measure. He healed the sick, fed the hungry, and lifted the broken. But to the proud, the deceitful, the oppressors, he did not bend. He spoke truth. And when his kindness was rejected, he did not beg for it to be received. So I ask you today, where is your kindness going? Is it being spent on those who will cherish it, or wasted on those who mock it? Is it healing, or is it enabling? Are you being kind out of love, or out of fear? Kindness is a precious thing, my friends, but not everyone deserves it. Let us be wise, let us be strong, and let us give our kindness where it truly belongs. God bless you. Kindness is one of the most beautiful qualities a person can possess. But it is not something that is owed to everyone. Too often, people are made to feel that they must be kind at all costs, that they must offer their patience, their generosity, and their goodwill to anyone who crosses their path. But kindness is not a duty. It is a choice, a gift that should be given freely, not extracted under pressure. A gift has value because it comes from the heart, not from obligation. When kindness is forced, when it is expected regardless of how one is treated, it loses its meaning. There is a difference between being a kind person and being someone who allows their kindness to be exploited. The world is full of those who will take without gratitude, who will see kindness not as a treasure, but as something to be used for their own gain. If kindness were a requirement, then it would cease to be kindness at all. It would become nothing more than compliance, an empty act performed out of fear of judgment rather than genuine compassion. True kindness is rooted in wisdom. It knows when to give and it knows when to withhold. It knows that there are moments when extending kindness can build someone up and moments when it can enable bad behavior. Being kind does not mean you must always say yes. It does not mean you must always be available. It does not mean you must endure mistreatment in silence. There are times when kindness looks like walking away, when it takes the form of setting boundaries, when it chooses to protect itself rather than be drained by those who only take. A heart that gives without limit will soon have nothing left to offer. When you choose to be kind, let it be because it is who you are, not because someone has made you feel that you must be. Let your kindness be an extension of your strength, not a sign of your weakness. And above all, remember that a gift is most precious when it is given to those who truly appreciate it. Wisdom in kindness is the understanding that kindness is not always about giving endlessly, but about discerning when and where your kindness will make the most difference. Too often we think of kindness as an automatic response, something we must offer without thought or hesitation. But in truth, kindness should be a wise decision, a deliberate act rooted in both empathy and judgment. Not every situation or person calls for the same kind of kindness. Sometimes offering too much can do more harm than good. For example, constantly rescuing someone from their consequences might feel like kindness, but in reality, it could be enabling their destructive behavior. The wise person knows that true kindness involves not just giving, but also understanding the context and the need. Kindness is not just about offering a helping hand, but also about offering the right kind of help. Sometimes the most kind thing you can do for someone is to let them experience the challenge or difficulty they are facing. For it is through these struggles that growth and change often occur. Wisdom and kindness means knowing when to step in and when to stand back. Understanding that, just as much as people need compassion, they also need the space to develop resilience. Moreover, wisdom and kindness teaches us to be mindful of how our actions affect ourselves as well. True kindness is never self-sacrificial to the point of self-destruction. If your kindness is continuously draining your energy, leading you to neglect your own needs, then it is no longer truly kindness. It is self-exploitation. The wise person knows that kindness should uplift, not deplete. It should be a force that enriches both the giver and the receiver, not something that leaves the giver feeling empty and resentful. In the end, wisdom and kindness comes from knowing that the heart must be both generous and discerning. It is about offering your love, your care, and your grace in ways that truly benefit the person on the receiving end. It's about timing, understanding the bigger picture, and knowing that not all kindness is a one-size-fits-all solution. When we approach kindness with wisdom, we make it a powerful tool for healing and growth, rather than something that is used carelessly or taken for granted. Tough love is one of the hardest forms of love to give, yet it is often the most necessary. It is easy to show love through gentle words, warm embraces, and unwavering support, but true love sometimes requires strength, discipline, and even the distance. Love is not always about making someone feel good in the moment. It is about doing what is best for them in the long run, even when it is difficult. Many mistake love for mere kindness, believing that to love someone means to always accommodate, to always agree, to always step in and shield them from pain. But real love does not mean allowing someone to continue down a path of self-destruction. It does not mean ignoring harmful behavior just to avoid conflict. It does not mean saying yes when a firm no is needed. Sometimes love demands that we let go, that we say hard things, that we refuse to enable what is wrong. A parent who truly loves their child will not always give them what they want, but will instead give them what they need. It will discipline when necessary, not out of cruelty, but out of the understanding that growth requires correction. A friend who truly loves will not sit back and watch someone make harmful choices without speaking the truth. And a person who truly loves themselves will not allow others to mistreat them under the excuse of love. Tough love is not a lack of compassion. It is love in its strongest form. It is the love that steps back when needed, that refuses to be manipulated. That says, I care too much to let this continue. It is the love that understands that temporary discomfort is sometimes the price of long-term change. Some will resent tough love. Some will see it as unkind or harsh. But real love is not about being liked. It is about doing what is right. It is about standing firm when necessary, knowing that love is not just about making others happy, but about leading them toward what is truly best for them. Tough love may not always be welcomed in the moment, but in time, it often proves to be the love that mattered most. Kindness is one of the greatest strengths a person can have, but when given without wisdom, it can become a weakness that others exploit. Too often, people mistake kindness for an open invitation to be used, manipulated, or taken for granted. They assume that if you are kind, you will always be available, always forgiving, always willing to endure mistreatment for the sake of peace. Peace. But true kindness does not mean allowing yourself to be a victim. It does not mean sacrificing your well-being so that others can take advantage of your good heart. There are those who will see your kindness as an opportunity, not as a virtue. They will take without giving, demand without gratitude, and expect your patience no matter how many times they cross the line. These people are not drawn to your kindness because they value it, but because they see it as something they can exploit. And if you continue to give without limits, if you refuse to set boundaries, you will find yourself drained emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Kindness does not mean saying yes to everything. It does not mean tolerating disrespect. It does not mean constantly giving chances to those who have proven they do not deserve them. If someone repeatedly abuses your kindness, they are not in need of more of it. They are in need of consequences. When kindness becomes a tool that others use to control or manipulate you, it is no longer kindness. It is self-sacrifice at your own expense. The strongest kindness is the one that knows when to stop. It is the kindness that says, I will help you, but I will not allow you to hurt me. It is the kindness that recognizes its own worth, that understands that being a good person does not mean being a doormat. True kindness uplifts, but it does not enable. It gives freely, but it does not give foolishly. It offers love, but it does not allow itself to be mistreated in the name of love. If your kindness is making you a victim, then it is time to draw the line. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. You can still be a kind person while saying no. You can still be compassionate while demanding respect. You can still be generous while setting boundaries. Kindness is a gift, but only when it is given wisely. When you value yourself enough to guard your kindness, you ensure that it remains something powerful, something meaningful, something that is given where it truly belongs. Speech. Not everyone deserves your kindness, ladies and gentlemen. Kindness is one of the greatest virtues a person can possess. It has the power to heal wounds, to uplift the brokenhearted, and to bring light into the darkest of places. But kindness, though powerful, is not something that should be given blindly. Not everyone deserves your kindness. Not every situation calls for it. And if you are not careful, your kindness can become the very thing that drains you, that weakens you, that allows others to take advantage of you. Some will hear these words and think they sound harsh. They will say, shouldn't we be kind to all? Shouldn't we give without limits? But I tell you today, kindness is a gift, not a requirement. If kindness were something you owed to everyone, it would no longer be kindness at all. It would be obligation, an act performed out of fear rather than love. A gift is most valuable when it is given freely, when it is offered to those who will cherish it, not to those who will abuse it. That is why wisdom and kindness is so important. A farmer does not scatter seed on rocky ground, knowing it will never grow. A wise person does not pour their time, their love, and their energy into people who have no intention of changing, no desire to appreciate what has been given to them. Kindness must be rooted in wisdom, or else it is wasted. And sometimes kindness does not look like kindness at all. Sometimes love must be tough. A parent who truly loves their child will not give them everything they want, but everything they need. even if that means discipline, even if that means saying no. A friend who truly cares will not sit in silence while their loved one walks down a path of destruction. There are moments when the kindest thing you can do is walk away. There are moments when true love means withholding kindness so that the truth can take its place. And let me tell you this, kindness should never make you a victim. A victim. If your kindness is being used as a tool to manipulate you, if it is draining you to the point of exhaustion, if it is being taken for granted by those who do not respect it, then it is no longer kindness. It is self-sacrifice. You are not made to be walked on, to be used, to be drained until there is nothing left of you. Kindness does not mean saying yes to everything. It does not mean tolerating mistreatment. It does not mean allowing yourself to be used in the name of being a good person. So today, I ask you to look at your kindness and ask yourself, is it making a difference or is it being wasted? Is it being cherished or is it being taken advantage of? Is it building others up or is it slowly tearing you down? Not everyone deserves your kindness, and that is not a cruel statement. It is a wise one. Give your kindness where it will bear fruit. Give your kindness where it will be valued. Give your kindness to those who will not only receive it, but will also return it. And above all, never forget that the greatest kindness you can give is the kindness you show to yourself. But God bless you.